I was just at a restaurant and I ordered myself some eggs, and there was some hash browns and sausages and bacon, and there was a roasted tomato, and it came with a cappuccino, and cappuccino and cappuccinos are made out of coffee beans, and coffee beans aren't very valuable by themselves, but if you grind them into grounds, then you can turn it into coffee, which is pretty valuable. And the word value reminds me of diamonds. Diamonds are pretty valuable, and especially when they're 24 karat. 24 karat diamonds are pretty valuable, and diamonds reminds me of engagement rings, and how when I meet my wife, and we've been dating for at least 2 years, I'm gonna buy her a diamond engagement ring, and I'm gonna propose to her, and we're gonna get married. And marriage is what a man and a woman do when they really love each other and they want to spend forever with each other. Yeah, and I've been hearing so many sad songs, and I think I'm done. I think I'm done hearing sad songs, and I think I only want to hear love songs now, because I'm on a quest to look for the love of my life, and I've been listening to so many sad songs, and it's made me lose hope. Listening to songs about breakups, listening to songs about heartbreak and hopelessness and despair, and it's made me lose hope. But then I started listening to love songs. I started listening to happy songs, and it gave me so much hope. Hope reminds me of what gives you hope, and it's that other people hope for the same things. Like with marriage, you hope for marriage, but when you feel like there isn't another woman in the world that hopes for marriage, then you stop hoping for marriage as well. And so I decided that I wasn't just gonna hope for marriage, I was gonna hope for the woman that also hopes for marriage and isn't one of these promiscuous women. And to stay away from the promiscuous women, you need to know what makes a woman loyal, and what makes a woman loyal. The number one trait in a loyal woman is that she's very isolated, and you gotta think of the Amish girls. The Amish girls are very loyal, and why are the Amish girls so loyal? Well, it's because the Amish girls are loyal because they live the country life, and they're uninfluenced by social media and all the bad influences of the city life. And city reminds me of this time when I was walking in the city and I heard someone, he was like screaming at the top of his lungs, and the police showed up and they had to take him to the police department because he was causing a really loud public disturbance. And I was thinking to myself that I was never going to become the man who was homeless on the streets, screaming at nothing, screaming at the voices in his head. I swore to myself that I was never going to become this person. And when I was in the city going to my job, I saw this homeless pregnant lady, and she was sitting on the curb, and her belly was like full with child, and the father wasn't really here for the baby of this prostitute, and I swore to myself that I was never gonna be the man that got a prostitute pregnant and abandoned the kid. I was never gonna be this person. And so I did my cold approach. I found a very beautiful woman, and 2 years later, we're married, and I'm always there for the kid. And now I was at a point where I could help these men who want to get prostitutes pregnant, but I was there to lead them, and I was there to help them develop their cold approach skills. And I've helped so many men go from paying the prostitutes to living the life they want with a really wholesome woman as their wife. And if it wasn't for me, these boys would be getting prostitutes pregnant, and they wouldn't have the skill set they needed to pursue the marriage and the genuine connection that they actually want. I was at Blue Fire Grill, and I just got done with my meal, and I was gonna leave, but then I saw this very beautiful woman, and she was with her friend, and so I walked up and I said, "Hello, I saw you sitting at the restaurant waiting for your meal really patiently, and I thought you looked really cute, and I wanted to come say hi." And she looked really confused, and so I was like, "I know this is kind of random because you're out here trying to get a meal with your friend," and she immediately went to say that she actually goes out for the man that has the courage to approach her, and she just brings her friend along for fun, just to have the company, but what she really wants is the courageous man to come and approach her and sweep her off her feet and give her the life that she's always wanted. And I was like, "Yes, I got everything you need. I got private jets, I got the mansion, I got the holiday beach houses." And she was like, "Oh, you got beach houses? I always wanted to stay in a beach house because I'm really passionate about the beach, and I want to learn how to surf." And I was like, "Oh, you want to learn how to surf? Well, I could fly you to my beach house in Miami, and we could grab a couple surfboards out, and I could teach you how to surf along Miami Beach." And she was like, "Oh, this is what I've always wanted, the man who's got the Miami Beach house, who's gonna teach me how to do a little bit of surfing. And so we hopped on my private jet. We flew to Miami, and she ended up being the best surfer in the world, and we competed in all these surfing competitions, winning gold medals left and right. And it all started when I had the courage to make the approach at the restaurant. And so remember to take every opportunity that you can to meet new people, because you never know who these people could end up being to you in 5 to 10 years. With me, this woman ended up being my wife, and I never would have known that she was my wife if I hadn't made the approach. And so remember this, when you see a stranger and you think that there's no point in starting a conversation with a stranger because it doesn't lead anywhere, but I did the approaches and it does lead somewhere. And so y'all really need to work on your cold approach. And that's all I got for the video. Goodbye.